Hi, I'm Adam from Portuguese, and today I want to show you around the Apollo Euro Deluxe camper van, which is a 6-seater camper van with 6 seat belts for 6 people, 6 adults, or you can have kids in there as well, which comes equipped with a shower and a toilet. It's one of the bigger camper vans that you can hire, and let's get to it. So I'll just show you in the driver's cabin firstly. It's a pretty standard driver's cabin, nothing luxurious. There's no Apple CarPlay or anything like that. There's a simple cruise control, but yeah, it's pretty simple. It's an automatic, so it's pretty easy to drive. It doesn't have a lot of power, so if you need to overtake someone, it's pretty difficult. Going up hills, I can have my foot flat to the floor with only 2 of us in there, and some of the hills, it won't be able to keep up its maximum speed. It might drop from 90 down to 70 if it's a steep enough hill. So it's not a beast of a van, but it does okay. On the open road, it's actually quite capable, but any hills, it's just like a slug. All right, let's get inside. So we have a step. And when you come inside, you have basically all your storages are all along the top, and they're everywhere in this van. The storages go all the way around. There's a lot of storage for a lot of food and a lot of linen and clothes and all that sort of stuff. This area here is basically a dining area, and it also doubles as the passenger seating area for when the van's moving, because you've got seat belts. But this also then converts into a bed, and you can pull out these little things here. They come out and you get a wide double bed. But you would have to make that every night if you've got 6 people in here, because otherwise no one will have anywhere to sit. Just behind, if we look behind here, we have another sleeping area. We've actually got it set up as our baggage storage area because we only have 2 people in the van at the moment. But that's another place where people sleep, and it's quite big up there. It's quite a nice little area, and it's probably a little bit warmer because it's up in the roof of the van. Next, we have the kitchen area. We have a sink that does have hot water when you boil the hot water. We have the stove, which is a 3 burner, 1 electric, 2 gas. The electric only works when you're plugged in at a campground. We have a stove, which is a gas stove. We have a bunch of storage under here. You have all your plates, your crockery, your knives and forks, pots, pans, lots of different things. We have a fridge. The fridge runs off either the electricity at a campground, the car battery when you're running, or the gas when you're stopped like we are now. It runs off gas. So it's got 3 modes, and it's actually quite cold. It took us about maybe 5 or 6 hours to get this thing cooled down. So at the start it was not very good, but after a while it cooled down, and then since then it's been awesome. It's got a freezer, a tiny freezer that works really well as well. The TV, which we've never used, but you know, if you've got electricity from the campground, you can turn on your media system and watch TV. And there's an aerial, but I don't think too many people are going to do that. There's a microwave, which is only used when you're plugged in at a campground as well. You've got a range hood. We have here the toilet, and the toilet in the bathroom, it might be a bit tight. Okay, so let's look at this. We have a toilet, which is a cassette style toilet that needs to be emptied out every couple of days. We have a small basin, and then we have the shower in there, which is probably a bit too tight to see into. But that shower is a hot water shower, and it's probably good enough for, with the water tank that's here, we've got a 100-litre clean water tank. You can probably get 4 showers out of it, and then it's done. So if you've got 6 people that all want to have a shower, it would be the very small shower, and then you'd have to fill up the next morning. So it's a little bit dodgy because the tank's only 100 litres. But for 2 people, it's easily enough. For 4 people, you can still get by as well. Moving down the back, we have what is normally a seating area for 6 people and a table in the middle, but it also sets up as a bed. And if you haven't got 6 people in here, it's best just to keep this set up as a bed full time, so you don't have to keep taking it down, setting it up, taking it down, because to set it up takes about 20 minutes or 15 minutes every single time, and it's a bit of a pain, especially if it's cold and you've got lots of blankets and stuff to put on. And then you've got all your windows around the back, and there's lights all around here, and all those lights run off the house battery, and so far it's lasted pretty well. We haven't had any problems with it. We haven't had to charge up externally from a caravan park yet, and we've been on the road for a few days already, and we've been using the lights, and we've had the shower going and with the fridge going and all that sort of stuff, and it hasn't really drained it. We haven't had any problems yet, but we've also been driving a fair distance every day just to keep that battery charged as well. So we have a storage bay there. It's empty at the moment, completely empty. In here there are 2 gas tanks. One is a spare gas tank and one is the main gas tank, and when one of them runs out you just hook up the other one. They're not both attached at the same time, but they're 2 4-kilogram ones, and I think they should last a long time. This is the clean water inlet. It's 100 litres. And in here we have another storage area. It's quite big, and this is where they'll put things like your table and chairs and the broom. There's also your hoses in there for clean water and for your grey water. It all gets stored in there. It's actually a pretty big storage area. If you've got maybe even like a foldable bike would fit in there, or who knows else, what else you might have, or a suitcase or something that you don't need, whatever. The awning up here comes out, it extends out, and it's only really used for sun, yeah? So when it's really hot it might be nice, but otherwise it's pretty useless. Like, it's not good for rain or anything. They say you shouldn't use it for the rain, so we haven't done. There is what they call auxiliary shower, which is just like a normal shower, but if you want to be out in the bush with no clothes on and having a hot shower outside like that, you can do it, but that's something we haven't done yet. That's just the other side of the storage bay that we just saw before. This is an outlet for the gas water heater, and this here is where you plug into the caravan parks. It's a 15 amp, standard 15 amp plug that you plug in at caravan parks with, and it's got an extension cable so you can plug this to any power feed that you can find, although there's not many free ones around, so that'll just be usually at a caravan park. And then here we have, I'll show you, a cassette, what they call a toilet cassette. That's where all your waste goes when you're having to use the toilet. It's a pretty big cartridge, and you have to empty that as often as required. If you're using the toilet a lot, you'll have to empty it a lot, but for most people what they'll find is that they'll use public toilets quite a lot as well, so this thing doesn't get filled up that much, and that's thankful, because I don't like emptying those things. But there are dump points all around Australia that you can find for free where you can dump that quite easily, and it's actually not as disgusting as you might imagine. It's actually pretty just pretty normal. What comes out is just blue water in the end with a few solids, but it's okay, you don't have to worry about that. All right, so this is the Apollo Euro Deluxe camper. It's a 6-seater. It's one of the top of the line models, and I've got to tell you, it's fantastic. It drives quite well. It's a bit slow uphill, but it feels quite good. It's very wide, so when you first get into it, coming out of a big city like Sydney, it is a bit challenging, and it takes a while to get used to the size of it because you only just fit in the lanes. But once you're out of the city and you're on the open road, this thing runs like a dream. It's beautiful to drive, and you don't even realise you've got 7.7 metres behind you. It's comfortable to sleep in. At night, we don't feel cold. Yeah, maybe our face feels cold. The other night we had -3 or 4, and we had a couple of quilts on, we had our thermal pants on, and we had a hot water bottle, and we were warm inside the bed. Our faces were cold, but aside from that, it was beautiful. It's much more comfortable than camping in a tent. I recommend this van. If you get an opportunity, have a go at it. We have not been paid to use this van, by the way. It's just after COVID-19 lockdown, and we got a great deal on this thing. I think we got it for $65 a night when they're usually 150, 200 bucks a night. So this is not an advertisement. This is our fair income opinion. Give it a go. If not, we've also had some of the other vans from Apollo before, like the cheapest one with a shower and toilet. It's a two-person one. That's a good one as well. I'm Adam from Putukadulu. I will catch you next time.